Welcome back, students. It's your Kanchanmala ma'am, and today we are going to discuss our new chapter of English language, subject and predicate. In this video, we will also discuss about paragraph writing. Students, look at the screen. See, here we have some sentences. An owl can see well even at night. A camel has a hump on its back. Students, in these sentences, the name of the animal or bird that we have written tells us what or who the sentence is about. Dear students, a sentence has two parts, subject and predicate. What is subject? A part of the sentence that tells us who or what the sentence is about is called the subject. In the previous examples, the sentences are about an animal or a bird, so that is the subject of the sentence. Now, let me tell you some points that you should know, and you should keep that points in your mind while you are writing any kind of sentence. First point, a subject usually refers to a person, a place, an animal or a thing. Examples, Ram is a good boy. In this sentence, Ram is a subject, that is a noun. Second sentence, the lion is the king of the forest. In this sentence, subject is the lion and it is also a noun. Next point, the subject of a sentence can be noun or pronoun. Examples, the cow ran across the field. Here in this sentence, subject is the cow, that is a noun, and she is a good dancer. In this sentence, subject is she, that is a pronoun. It means a subject of a sentence can be noun or pronoun. Next point, in declarative sentences, the subject comes before the verb. To identify the subject, we ask question who or what before the verb. This point tells us the position of the subject in a sentence. And whenever we are having declarative sentence, we always see the subject before the verb. And when you ask the question who before the verb, or if we ask the question what before the verb, the answer of that question is subject of that sentence. Let's see some examples. Uday lost his new watch. In this sentence, we have subject Uday before the verb lost. And if we forget the Uday and we ask the question who lost his watch, who lost his new watch, and then we have answer Uday. So, Uday is subject here. Next, the mouse hid inside the cupboard. In this sentence, if you ask the question who hid inside the cupboard, then we have answer the mouse hid inside the cupboard. So, the mouse is subject here, and if you can see here, we have the mouse before the verb hid. Okay, it means the subject in declarative sentences is always comes before the verb. Next point, in interrogative sentences, the subject comes after the helping verb. Students, in declarative sentences we have subject before the verb, but in interrogative sentences we have subject after the helping verb. Let's see the examples. Do they eat dinner at 9 p.m. every day? We are having question mark at the end, and you can see here in the beginning we have helping verb do, and after helping verb we are having the word they, that is subject here. Next example, is Rajat arriving from New York tonight? Question mark. It is an interrogative sentence, and you can see here we have subject Rajat, that it comes after the helping verb is. And next, was Arjun playing in the park? In this sentence also you can see we have subject after helping verb was. All these sentences tells us in interrogative sentences the subject comes after the helping verb. Next point, in imperative sentences the subject is not stated. It is to be understood that the subject is you. It means in imperative sentences we are talking to second person, and it is understood the second person is you in these kinds of sentences. Okay, see the examples here. First imperative sentence, come here. In this sentence it is understood the subject is you. And in next example, read the book. This sentence is also imperative sentence, and it also understood that the subject is you in this sentence. So in all imperative sentences the subject is not stated. It is to be understood that the subject is you in these kinds of sentences. Next part of the sentence is predicate. The part of the sentence that tells us something about the subject is called the predicate. It means the predicate always tells us something about the subject. Now let me tell you some important points that you should keep in your mind. First point, predicate usually carries the action. Second, it tells us what the subject is or does. It means the predicate always have action verb. Okay, you can see in all the sentences mostly we have action words in predicate portion. Predicate also tells us what the subject is or what is the subject doing. Let's see the examples. The students are studying. In this sentence the students is subject and are studying is predicate. And you can see in this sentence, in predicate area you can see the predicate carries action word, that is studying, and it also tells us what the subject is doing. Next example, she is baking a cake. Here she is subject and is baking a cake is predicate. And you can see in this sentence also the predicate carries the action, that is baking, and it also tells us what the subject is doing. Now it's time to do some exercises. Exercise 1. Separate the subject and predicate in the following sentences. First, the teacher teaches well. Second, flowers bloom in the garden. Third, stars twinkle at night. 4. The dog is black in color. 5. Active boys never stop playing. Students, let's see the answers. First, the teacher teaches well. In this sentence, if we ask the question, who teaches well, then the answer is the teacher. So, the teacher is subject here, and the rest part of the sentence, teaches well, is predicate. Here, the teacher is subject because we are talking about teacher, and teaches well is predicate because it tells us about the subject. Next, flowers bloom in the garden. In this sentence, flowers is a word that is subject in this sentence because the sentence is about flowers and bloom in the garden is predicate, and you can see this part carries the action that is bloom, and it also tells us what the subject does. Next, stars twinkle at night. In this sentence, stars is subject and twinkle at night is predicate. Stars is subject because the sentence is about stars, and twinkle at night tells us about the subject, so it is predicate. And you can see it also carries a action word that is twinkle. Next, the dog is black in color. Here the subject is the dog and is black in color is predicate. Dog is subject because the sentence is about dog. Is black in color is predicate because it tells us something about the subject, that is the dog, and it also carries the verb. Next, active voice never stop playing. In this sentence, active voice is subject, never stop playing is predicate. Active voice is subject because we are talking about active voice, and never stop playing is predicate because it tells us about the subject, the active voice. Next exercise 2. Complete the following sentences by adding appropriate subjects. First, Dash was the great leader of our country. Second, Dash is watering the plants. Third, Dash lost her purse. Dash sells butter, sugar and tea. Fifth, Dash visited us last week. Let's see the answers. Dash was the great leader of our country. Here you can write any leader's name. I have written here Abdul Kalam. You can write any other great leader's name like Indira Gandhi, Narendra Modi, any leader. And next, Dash is watering the plants. A boy is watering the plants. You can also write here the gardener is watering the plant. Next, my mother lost her purse. Here I have written my mother. You can write any other subject like my sister lost her purse, my grandmother lost her purse, any female name you can mention here because we are having here objective pronoun her. So we have to write here any female subject. Next, grocer sells butter, sugar and tea. And next one, Meena visited us last week. You can write here any other name also, and if you don't want to write noun, you can write pronoun. She visited us last week. He visited us last week. They visited us last week. You can write anything, okay, to clear the meaning. Next exercise, complete the following sentences by adding appropriate predicate. Here we have some subjects and you have to write here predicate. First, my friend dash, the student standing a corner dash. Next, the girl with a smile on her face dash, the door of the next classroom dash, an old man dash. Let's see the answers. My friend dash. Here we have mentioned the predicate. My friend helps me in my homework. You can write any other predicate like my friend plays with me in the park. Next, the student standing a corner is punished. Next, the girl with a smile on her face is my sister. Next, The door of the next classroom is opened. Next, an old man is walking on the road. Here, student, I have mentioned some predicates as I like, and you can write according to your choice, but they should be appropriate, they should be meaningful. I hope you all understood the topic, subject and predicate, and I hope you all are able to give the answers of any kind of questions related to subject and predicate, and you should be able to give the answers of true and false and fill in the blanks, etc. Now students, the next topic we are going to cover in this video is paragraph writing. Let's get started the next topic. What is a paragraph? Answer: a paragraph is a group of sentences about one idea. It means in paragraph writing we have to write a paragraph on one topic. Clear students? Now students, let me tell you some important points that you should keep in your mind about paragraph writing. First, a paragraph should be about a single idea. It means whenever we are going to write any paragraph, we have to discuss about only single topic, about a single idea. Okay. Next, give a suitable title or head. Third, all sentences should contribute to that one idea or topic. It means in paragraph writing we have to focus on the other sentences also, because we have to relate all the sentences to a single idea of the paragraph. Next, appropriate sentence linkers should be used. It means in paragraph we have to use correct linkers to join the words so that the meaning should be clear. Next, write in short and clear sentences. It means no need to write so long sentences. You can write short sentences, but sentences should be clear. Next, do not write in bullets, points, or in numbering format. You can see here I have mentioned stars and numbers. You cannot use these kinds of bullets, points, or numbering. Just write sentence after sentence. Next point, use capital letters to begin and full stop to end every sentence. It means all the sentences of the paragraph starts with capital letter and always end with full stop. Students, you should also know the parts of a paragraph. Students, there are mainly three parts of the paragraph. First part is topic sentence. Second one is supporting sentences. Third one is conclusion statement. First part, topic sentence. What is topic sentence? It is the first or second sentence of the paragraph. It tells us what the paragraph is about. It summarizes the main idea of the paragraph. Next, supporting sentences. This part is also known as detailed sentences. They support the main idea. They develop the topic. Every supporting sentence must relate to the main idea. And students, they are also known as detailed sentences because they give detail to the main topic. Last part of the sentence is conclusion sentence. This is the last sentence of the paragraph. It reminds us the main idea. Now it's time to give you an example. Seema is an excellent student. This is the topic sentence of this paragraph because it tells us about the main idea of the paragraph. It gives us the idea what kind of student is Seema. Next lines: she is active and intelligent. She is responsible. Seema always does her homework and she is never late for the class. All these lines gives detail to the main topic, and it also tells us more about what kind of student is Seema. Next line: as a result of her hard work, Seema is one of the best students in the school. This is the conclusion statement or conclusion sentence because this is the last sentence of the paragraph and it also reminds the main idea. Students, I hope you all understood how to write a good paragraph and what are the qualities of good paragraph and what points you have to keep in your mind while you are writing any paragraph.